Hello and welcome to another video in our framework crash course. I'm just going to continue from where we stopped the last time. So in these buttons here, we have two buttons, but we are supposed to have another text in this second button. So what if I want to change the text here without going into our components panel? Now I'm just going to click on this component, and then this is where variables come into play. So I'm going to talk about variables in this video. I'm just going to click on view plans. Now about variables, wherever you can see this plus sign here, that means we can create a variable for this. Variable just means that we will have the ability to edit our content on our canvas, not having to come back here and then make our edits. So I'm just going to click on this content because this content houses this particular text that is here. So I'll click on it, create a variable. I'm going to create a plain text. I'm going to click on it and we are done. Now we have created a variable for this text right here. So I'm just going to come back here and then check the text that was here. Just learn more. So I'm going to click here. Then I'm going to click on this component again. Go to scroll here. So where we can see title, I just want to click here and give it learn more as a text. Now our text have changed. It's as simple as that. So we can create variables across our components, and this makes our work easier. So the next thing I'm going to do is to work on our navigation. So I'm going to check our reference here. In the navigation we have process, work, services, about, and FAQs. So I'm going to hit T on my keyboard. I'm going to type process and then change the color, and I'm going to duplicate this. I think the next one is work. So what I'm going to do is to make this to a stack. Control Alt Enter. I'm going to make the height to be fit content. You can also make the width to be fit content for now so that it won't move out too much. I'm going to duplicate this work. Check the next. Here services and about, and FAQs. I'm going to type services. Okay, this also about, include this also, and FAQs. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to turn this stack into a component, and I'm just going to hit Control Alt K on our keyboard, and I'm going to name this component as navigation menu. So right here I'm going to copy this logo here. I'm going to copy it and then click on variant 1 and paste it here. So to move an element across a stack, we can use our arrow keys. So I'm going to use my left arrow key and then move to the left. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to come back here and then copy this learn more button copy it, and then go back into our component and paste it here. So we can change the weight of this navigation since we are working on the desktop size. Can change it to fixed and then make it 1200. This is the width of our desktop. So the next thing I'm going to do is to check the text that was for this button, which is book a call. I'm going to come back here, click here, and then change the title here. You can see that our work is much more easier now. So we are just going to type book a book a call. So what I'm going to do next is to group these elements and make them to be a stack. So I'll click here on my layers, click on process, work, services, about, and FAQs. And I'm going to use Control Alt Enter. So I'm going to make this stack as fit content. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to make this logo and this button go to the sides. So that's the left and right side. So I'm going to go to this distribute and make it space between. So it gives space between these elements. Now I'm going to give some gaps in our stack right here. I'm going to give it a gap of, let's say, 29. And our navigation is supposed to have padding around it. So I'm going to just give it a padding of top of 19, 90, 19, 90. So the top is 19, the right is 90, the bottom is 19, and the left is 90. So we have uniformity across our navigation menu. So now we can name this variant 1 as our desktop navigation. So I'm just going to name it as desktop. And so we have to create a navigation for other breakpoints because the size of this navigation can't fit into other breakpoints. So I'm just going to click on our variant and move here and then add another variant. So I'm going to name this our tablet, and I'm going to change the width of this tablet navigation to 810 because that's the width of our tablet breakpoint. So I'll make it 810 so you can see that it's responsive right here. So I'm going to change the padding because this padding right here is too much. So I'll change this to maybe 40 and the left also to 40. So what I'm going to do next is to create our phone navigation. So I'm going to come here, click on desktop, and then come here and add another variant. I'm going to name this phone. Then I'm going to change the width of this phone navigation and make it 390. So you can see that it can't fit all the content here. So we're going to check. Okay, we have only the logo and the button here. So I'm going to click here, click on this stack and delete the stack. I'm going to come here, change the padding. I'm going to make the padding 19 all through, 19 and 19. So that's it. We now have our navigation menu. So what we can do now is to delete this placeholder that is here and click on our navigation menu and drag it to our desktop. Mind you, dragging this to our desktop, not our section hero. I want to drag and drop it there. So you can now see that it displays under our hero section. So to take it up, I'll click on the arrow key and now it's being placed above. What I'm going to do next is just to create our breakpoint so that we can make this hero section responsive. So I'll click on breakpoints, create a tablet breakpoint, and then click on breakpoint again and create a phone breakpoint. So as you can see now, we only have minimal changes to make here. It's all looking very good. That's why it's very good to start designing with the best practices so that you won't have problem when you are coming into responsiveness of your website. So I'm just going to work on this blur as right here. I'm just going to reduce the width a little bit. I think this is okay. And for the phone breakpoint, I'm going to reduce this and then increase this a little. Okay, so I will increase this a little also. Okay, this is fine. So we only have a little work to do in our phone breakpoint. So I can reduce the top padding here. Can make it 80 or 60. I also reduce the bottom padding to maybe 60 and let's say 40. Okay, so I want to make this text to be center aligned. I'm just going to scroll here and where it says alignment, I'm going to make it center aligned, and the paragraph, I'm also going to make it center aligned, and then the buttons, I'm going to make them to be vertically aligned instead of being aligned horizontally. So I'm just going to change the direction to vertical, and then I'm going to make the width of the first button to be filled and the width of the second button to also be filled. So our website is looking pretty cool. So I want to just preview our website, see how it looks. Okay, we're getting there. So that will be all for today's video. See you in the next one.